Hey guys, Rick Denham here with Holy Moly Outdoors. Today we're doing a little segment on plunking for winter steelhead. It's just after Christmas, about 27th of December, and our hatchery steelhead are about at their peak of their return. It's a great time with the fluctuation usually of water flows in the winter to get out in an early morning or an afternoon, set up a plunking rod, and wait for that bite. For some this is a lot of fun, and for others just a way to pass time. I personally love plunking, and I want to show you guys just a little bit of how easy it is to get set up and ready to do it yourself. Really only need just a handful of things to get underway and set up. So let's take a look at what we got in front of us. On our right side we have our main staple that you're going to be using, and that's a spin and glow rig. You're going to end up having a consistent of a hook, couple beads, and a Yakima bait spin and glow. Now this will vary based upon your river conditions, but generally the size 4 and size 6 spin and glows from Yakima bait are going to be what your guys are going to be running during your normal winter conditions. Obviously the size 4 is a little bit larger than the 6, and with that you can pair it up with different types of bait and your hook sizes. Now for hooks, on the size 6 I'm running a size 1, and I'm running a 1 to 2/0 on the size 4 there. So a really easy rig, simple bait loop setup, and I'll show how to tie one up here just a few minutes. But running about 18 to 24 inch leader, you don't need anything too crazy, and really with that rig setup it makes it really easy to stay within the strike zone and cover the travel lane effectively. You'll then need to have some sort of weight. Now you can go ahead and use the pyramid weights that are out there. They work very well. I personally have come across the Dave's Tangle free weights, and now that Dave has them in a larger size, it makes it perfect here to go use them for plunking, because you have the ability to not have to handle a bunch of lead, nor do you have to go use some form of rock. You can use these Tangle free weights to really help you out. And what makes it easy to use these even more so for plunking is one of these spreader bars. Now you can buy, I believe they're like $3 in a pack at your local sportsman store, but it just has a little dual lock type snap that you clamp on the weight. This one happens to be a 4 ounce. You'll tie your main line to the top swivel here, and then your spin and glow rig will be tied to this swivel. And personally what I like to do is I like to take a snap swivel at the end of each of my spin and glow rigs. And by doing so I can quickly bait up 2 or 3 rigs and have them set aside ready to go. And I have about 15-20 minutes. I'll go over to my spin and glow setup, reel in my line, pull it off the snap there, put a fresh bait on, and I can continually maximize my fishing time in the water. Makes it really easy to change colors. You don't have to worry about retying. Really recommend doing a similar setup. And in speaking of that, it really makes it easy to maintain all of your rigs. In one of my previous videos I showed how to do a plunking leader holder, and that specifically was for sockeye, but you can see here this is just a pool noodle with a 1/2 inch PVC pipe threaded through it. All of the snap swivels then clamp onto the end there. All your leaders are straight, kept in line. You don't have to worry about getting wound up kinked leaders in any way. So, just a simple, easy way just to get your spin and glows all taken care of. Now, weight wise, we're running probably between 4 and 8 ounces of lead depending on current flow. Main line, I like to use 20-pound test. For my leaders, I'm running 15-pound Iserline. So these here are all tied on 15. That way you have a slight differential. If you happen to snag the spin and glow up, you can break it off. Some guys will actually use a dropper on the lead of about maybe 10-12 pound test in case that lead does hang up. But a lot of times when you're plunking, you're going to be on a gravel bar or some kind of travel lane without a ton of structure around necessarily. So really, you can get away with doing the rig that I have there, especially those guys that fish in the sandy areas like the Columbia or some of those other slots. But great way to rig up with the Dave Tangle Free. Now, probably see on the left side of your screen there some plugs, and you're wondering what the heck do you have those there for? Well, for those that don't know, plugs are an extremely effective top lure to add to your plunking rig. And you just basically have your same rig set up as you would here, but you would add about a 2-foot section of leader from the top swivel here up your line to another snap swivel setup. And with that swivel setup, I usually put a corky up above, and when I run the plug, which is on an 18-inch leader, it goes with its own snap, will hit the corky and stop there. Now you're effectively fishing two areas of the water column. Bottom with the spin and glow and bait, top end with the plug. That fish will be able to have two different options to look at it. And as you can see in front, a couple different varieties of plugs. You have your Tadpoles up top, your Lindy River Rockers, and your Maglip 3.0s. And personally, guys, I really like the action at the slower speeds of water that the 3.0 Maglips give you, which is why I'm really trying out these a whole lot more for my plunking. Now, one of the things you have to keep in mind, depending on where you're fishing, there may be regulations based upon how many hooks you can have on your line at one time, or if they can be barbed or barbless. Now in Washington State, you can have 3 hooks on your line at one time. That could be 3 spin and glows if you really wanted to, or it can be 1 single hook spin and glow and a double hook plug rig. Now a lot of guys will take that belly plug hook off and just leave the tail in, and they'll have a double hook spin and glow rig. Up to your preference. I personally like having the double there. You can do it as many different ways as you want, but very effective to have that plug slide down. And one little trick I will say to help you out with that, now sometimes you don't have necessarily enough current close to the bank to help grab and pull that plug out further. What I do is I make my own snap swivel, taking a barrel and a dual lock, and I clip in a little 1/2 ounce cannonball. What I end up doing then is, as I go to put this on my line, I put the main line in between that snap and snap it on, just like so, and I send it down. Now using the weight itself, it will run down the line until you find the corky that you put as a stopper. Just helps when you don't have enough current or as much to really run that plug out, but a lot of times you don't need it. So a very effective technique to add to your plunking skills. And at the end of the day, one of the things I'd highly recommend for spin and glow or plunking in general is making sure you have scent. Now a lot of guys will actually run just a naked spin and glow, but something I have found that really helps is adding something scent wise to their bait rig. Whether it's a shrimp itself or eggs, I have found these and sporting sand shrimp or trapstick stints in general really are effective, and for those that like to throw a plug down the line, you can add a little bit of that scent and really make a huge difference. So really a cool way to do this. Go check them out. A&M Sporting has some great products for your scent needs. You can put just really whatever you want, and that's the beauty of plunking. Well, thanks a lot for watching, guys. Really hope you enjoyed the video on just a simple plunking setup. I'm actually going to go out to the river here in a little while, and I will get some video of how to set yourself up for plunking. But this is Rick Dan with Holy Moly Outdoors signing off. Take a look at a lot more videos that are going to be coming real soon. Take care, guys. Good luck on the water, and fish on. If you guys want to see how to tie your own plunking rig for steelhead, take a look at the video above. We break down specifically how to tie an egg loop knot and rig up for your own Plunking Steelhead rig. If you want to see more from Holy Moly Outdoors, subscribe to our channel. We have a lot of instructional videos to come and lots of fish catching action. So thanks a lot for checking in today, guys. Take care, good luck on the water, and fish on.